What's up guys, and welcome to my channel Flame Over 4. In this video we are going to be doing issue 88 of Build a Terminator T-800, and we're going to be putting together or assembling the left hip joint. So here we go. So this is the hip joint. I'm going to go grab all these pieces out and then we'll come back as soon as that's done. There we have it guys, all the pieces are now out. You want to make sure you check off all your pieces there, make sure that they're all here, make sure they're not broken, make sure that you're happy with them. There are two different types of screws. There's 88-7, which are these two here, the thicker screws, and then there's some really long ones which are 88-6. The thing we need to do now, we just need to check and see what it wants us to do. It looks like we're going to get to install this leg, which is actually going to be pretty cool, to be fair, because he needs his leg. Right, so, what do they want us to do? They want us to go grab this section here. So they're calling this 87-1. And they're asking for us to have it that way up. So it looks like that, okay? The first thing it's saying for us to do, take the 5 from issue 87 and place it in the original orientation shown. Fit the inner hip joint casing 88-2 into the opening for the hip joint. The flat surface of part 88-2 is upwards as shown. So they're calling this 88-2. We need to install that into here. So we're just going to sort of drop it and then we're going to spin it and then hopefully it will just sit down in place. So then that is the first bit that goes into there. But once you've done that, it's saying for us to pop in. So that's saying ensure that the recesses in part 88-2 fit around the screw socket inside the joint. Step 3 is going to be putting in the joint. So you need to take this, fit the hip joint 88-1 inside the joint opening so that it sits in the inner joint casing. Like that. That's all we have to do, just drop it in like that. And then it should stick out the bottom like so. So that just sits in there like that. So the next thing it wants us to do, it says take the model assembly and identify the hip socket. So we know where the hip socket is because the hip socket is on him. So what I'm going to do, I'm just going to pop that down for a moment. I'm going to bring him over and then I'm going to possibly come that side and install this hip joint so you guys can see what is going on. And come on over guys, we're working on this together. So, let's bring him over a little bit more. Let's move these out of the way for 1 second. Can you see what's going on? Yeah, you can. Right, so what it wants us to do now is saying for us to pop that into position like so. So that needs to go in there. And then I don't know whether there's a certain way that goes in. We're just going to hold that into place like so. It's in there. You need to take the thicker one of the screws, pop that into that section there. And I'm going to take this screwdriver. I'm hoping this one will be okay. I'm just going to do that up. Just don't over tighten it. I'm hoping it's got a nice point and that is actually going. Yeah, it's tightening. It feels good. So once you've done that and you're happy with it, then it's saying for us to go and grab 88-3, which is this section here. And then we just need to pop that over the top of the ball joint just to keep it nice and secure. I'm guessing we're just pretty much just putting that in there to keep it from going anywhere. And then what it wants us to do next, it wants us to take this funny little Tin Man hat here, which is 88-4, and we're going to just pop that over the recesses again where those screws go. Again, just need to make sure it's sort of level and in place, not covering up any of the screws. I'm just going to use that screwdriver to just help it in. Probably be better off using the flathead one. It's going to probably try and come out, so you just need to just hold it there, make sure it doesn't move. We need to turn the page to see what it wants us to do next. It's saying for us to take this section here, which is 88-5, and it's saying for us to put that over the top and line up the screws. So you just need to put that over the top, line up the screw holes, and then you just need to put that into position. And then that will hold that joint into place. So once you've got it in there, I'm just going to take my trusty screwdriver. If it's not So guys, I have to be honest with you, that wasn't really fun to do, but once you get it all lined up and you make sure that those goes into place, it's not too bad. So it's exactly the way that we did it with that assemble. So you should have a little bit of flexibility in the leg now, and then that's holding all that joint into place. So as you can see, you do have your flexibility here, and it's holding it all into place. So what it is initially doing, when we put those bolts, glued those bolts in on the other side last time, we're just going through and trying to line it up on those bolts again. So if you've got super glue in the holes and stuff like that, you probably struggle a little bit. So that's where the issue lied. But that's all we need to do in that issue, guys. So there we go. So we have the top of his hip installed now, so that's looking really good. I'm loving how this build is coming on. Let's just move these out of the way so we can have a look, see what's going on. We'll check what's coming in the next issue. We have 2 screws left over, and that's what it looks like. So looking really good. So there's not going to be too much more left to this. I mean, I know we've got to do all the other bits and install it, but I'm feeling like the finish line is really approaching us fast. So I'm going to be quite sad to see him built, to be fair, because I really enjoyed doing him. Right, so let's have a quick look at what else we got coming in the next issue. So I'm just going to have a quick flick through. There's something about being double. In the next one, we're going to finish the left hip and assemble another leg part. So there you go, guys. That's what we're going to be doing in the next one. If you haven't already, please subscribe by clicking down here. Please set the bell if you don't want to miss out on any more videos for Build the Terminator T-800. And if you can, I'll see you guys on the next one. Take care now. Bye bye.